Welcome to Oddball. I'm Charlotte Wilder. That over there is Amin Elhassan. As usual, Oddball is presented by DraftKings. Stay tuned because you will hear more about DraftKings, Pick Six, and all it has to offer throughout the show. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Hell yeah.
And speaking of hell yeah, the Boston Celtics could win the finals tonight.
Yep.
I mean, they are on the verge of ending an historic season with a win. What? And historic. That's how you say it.
So dumb. No, that's how they say it across the pond because they can't say historic. They say, an historic season in it. Yeah. That's why they say historic.
Am I having deja vu or have we done this already or was that off air?
No, we've done this before.
Okay. Well, anyway, with a win tonight, the Celtics would have the best playoff record in Celtic history at 15-2. The previous best was the 86 Celtics against the Rockets. Boston went 15-3. I got some trivia for you really quick. Oh,
if the Boston Celtics complete the sweep, Charlotte, it'll be the first sweep by an Eastern Conference team in the finals since 1989, the Detroit Pistons.
No way.
It's right here in the research.
Wow. Yeah, you got some note cards. You look really official today. It's a nice shirt, too.
Thank you. It brings out my eyes.
Don't let that go to your head.
Well,
okay.
It goes on my chest and back and stuff.
What?
It's a shirt. It's a shirt. It wouldn't go to my head. It goes on my thorax.
Okay. Whatever. Can we play this sound from Jayson Tatum, please?
You guys probably would say we didn't play anybody to get here, so we just have to do it again next year.
Thank you, Jayson.
So, I mean, this was in response to a question about possibly finishing an all-time Celtics season. I mean, look, it's a great team. This is a great team, and people are going to say that they didn't play anybody. How do we fit? You hate it.
So corny. Stop whining. Oh, you guys don't even think of us as a super team. Oh, we don't have anybody. Oh, you guys think we didn't play anybody. Stop whining. Stop apologizing for being dominant. Go dominate. Ask for everybody to get healthy and we'll do it again next year. This year is this year. The way and it's unprovoked. That's the problem. They bring this shit up unprovoked. That means it's living rent-free in their heads. So soft, so corny. You know what? I'm going to say it. Next year, they're getting their ass beat in the first round. They play a healthy team.
What?
Yeah. There, you heard it here first. An oddball. Here, I'm going to write on my stroke of genius card. That's what the card say. Say, what's today? The 14th? 6/14/24. Amin predicts Celtics KO. First round.
Okay.
2025.
First of all, no. Yes. I don't think that is now. What will happen. Okay. Well, are you going to carry that around with you all next season?
What? I'm going to frame it. We'll hang it in the Oddball studio. It'll hang right behind me like there. Yes.
Absolutely. Only if it happens. If it happens, you can frame it.
No, I'm framing it ahead of time. You remember Jason Terry got the tattoo at the start of the season?
Yeah.
And of the Larry O'Brien, and then they end up winning or whatever. Like, that's what I'm doing, basically. With not a tattoo, but I'm going to have it framed.
All right. So, but you're saying the Celtics just need to stop talking about this because when you talk about it, that's when people talk about it.
So, Charlotte, people don't remember this. The 2015 Warriors, people said the same thing about them. Oh, so-and-so was hurt in this round or whatever. Oh, in the finals, Kyrie only played one game. Kevin Love didn't play any of them. Oh, they got to put an asterisk next to it. And, it didn't matter. I mean, they ended up being a dynasty anyway. And they never talked about it again. And nobody talked about it. Everyone forgets. It only continues to exist if you continue to give it life. Kevin Durant, I believe, to this day, if he had just not addressed ever again the whole, hey, you went to a team that was 73-9 or whatever, everyone would have forgotten. LeBron didn't address him going to Miami ever again after the first year in Miami. You know what? By the end of it, people were just like, oh, wow, LeBron, is he going to stay in Miami? Is he going to, no one remembers that initial thing or keeps talking about it. Maybe there are going to be some people here and there, but by and large, the zeitgeist is going to move on to some other shit unless you keep leaving this thing alive.
I also think, that the underdog it's a very Boston thing to say you are an underdog when you are the clear favorite. The Patriots did this for years. The Red Sox eventually did it. The Celtics are doing it. They have been doing it throughout the playoffs, really, saying like, well, we're not a super team, or all of the things that Tatum said in that, and getting up and walking away. It's very much us against the world. I also think in terms of talking about things, like, people talk about these things on the internet. I mean, I have something I need to get off my chest. I think the internet was just like a bad idea. Like, I think we tried it. Yeah. Like, look, I know whoever's watching this right now is watching on the internet probably, or television facilitated by the internet. But, let's keep it around for medical devices and like, life-saving stuff. And then otherwise, like, I dream of a day, like, if we only had landlines, like, you call me and I'm not home, you can't reach me. Sorry. It's just how it is.
Hey, dog, I lived in the landline era. You don't want to go back to that. Trust me.
I lived in it too, and I miss it every day. But one good thing about the internet.
I was an adult.
Well, fair. Yeah, but I like to call. Hello, is Hillary there? This is Charlotte. Can she come over? Anyway, kids won't have to do that now. It's a rite of passage. You have to call their parents. Anyway, the only good thing about the internet, is this photo, because it is Jayson Tatum and Matthew Tkachuk, who is up 3-0 for the Panthers in the Stanley Cup, while the Celtics are up 3-0 in the NBA Finals. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm sure their high school is getting a lot of mileage out of this. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
All the time. All right. Here's the other side of the coin. Luka Doncic obviously was under a lot of fire after Game 3 and the way he was disqualified and is kind of berating the refs. So what do you do when you got a PR snafu? You sit down with a trusted journalist and you kind of do your apology tour thing. And so Luka did an interview with Malika Andrews, and this is what he had to say about complaining about getting fouled out.
Can't do that, especially in the NBA Finals. Regular season is a little bit different, but can't really do that in the Finals.
It's the lighting for me.
Yeah, oh man, it's beautifully lit. Beautifully lit.
Yeah.
Do you accept Luka's apology?
It feels pretty convenient that it happened right after, and there was just an interview set up. So you didn't need to apologize to me, really, but like if he changes his behavior, it'll be like, oh, I guess he meant it. And I think that's the only way we'll know if he meant it or not, because right now it just looks like a very seriously lit interview where he says the thing that the PR team was like, you really have to say this.
It's look, at the end of the day, it's not for us. It's for the people in that locker room. And if they're happy with him and they're happy with the results he gets, then that's all that really matters. All right. Speaking of the people in the locker room, his former teammate, Jalen Brunson, came out in defense of Luka.
It's an emotional game. Everyone's expecting, hey, like you're a grown man. You need to act like one. Like, this is an emotional thing. This is what everyone in this league has worked for, an opportunity like that. And sometimes emotions get the best of you.
Here's the thing. Brunson getting emotional is very different from how Luka has been getting emotional. Jalen Brunson was like pretty famously in these playoffs, very like stoic. And then towards the end of the run against the Pacers started getting a little heated, but not in ways that affected the game or impacted the outcome. So I understand. I get the urge to defend him. I think that, Brunson is, if nothing else, like the consummate teammate, even if he's not your teammate anymore. But it feels different to me,
Yeah, the thing I would push back on is I don't like when they try to explain stuff like this, right? Like Brunson's trying to say like, oh, you guys don't get it. When you're on that stage and that pressure, like it's emotional and, everyone is kind of eyeing this prize. And I get all that. But it's almost like he's comparing Luka to the regular person. Like, oh, you regular person on the street. You're like, oh, why don't you control your emotions? But you don't know what the pressures are like. But that's not who we're comparing him to. We're comparing him to his peers. I don't see Tatum and Brown doing that. I don't see Kyrie doing that. I didn't see Jokic doing that. I don't see, Jimmy Butler, any of those guys doing that in the finals. And look, everyone has a bad moment, right? Jokic a couple of years ago when they lost to the Suns, he just had like a cheap shot foul on Devin Booker. Everyone kind of does something sometimes that's out of character. This is his character. This didn't start. Game 3 wasn't the first time he had So this is merely the tip of or the pinnacle of what's been a mountain of these incidents. It's like Draymond Green, right? Like, oh, he plays with passion or whatever, but it's like, yeah, there's a lot of people who play with passion who aren't choking people out 30 seconds into a game. And that's not an invalidation of their talent, and that's not an invalidation of what their talent has accomplished. They're in the finals because of Luka Doncic, right? I'd rather have Luka Doncic berating refs than not have Luka Doncic, right? Like have a team of choir boys who are all nice. His talent is undeniable. His success is indelible. But this is an issue, and he's got to get a control of it.
Yeah. I think we have something that might be able to help. I mean, this is a copycat league, as most pro sports are. Everyone is going to want to copy Boston. Yeah. So what do they need to do?
Let me ask you, if you looked at the Boston Celtics and say, ooh, I want to mirror their success, what do you think that means? What should they copy?
Oh, they should try to shoot as many threes as possible. They should get a team.
Everyone does that already.
Okay.
What else?
Okay, they should get a team spirit that is, I will do whatever it takes and I will play whatever role this team needs, even if I'm used to being a
That's like Hoosiers. Give me something real. Something actionable.
We have to defend. Teams have to defend at just like relentless levels, especially when you've got guys who are used to getting ISOs
Charlotte. We've been doing this show for a year now, and you're still in this basketball sports box. What teams need to copy from the Celtics is showing movies, watching movies. This team leads the league in movie reviews. Look, this is what Joe Mazzulla told Sam Hauser.
He always says something too, like, good job are like the two worst words to say in sports to a player.
Do you know what that's from, Charlotte?
No.
It's from Whiplash. Joe Mazzulla watched Whiplash.
There are no two words in the English language more harmful than good job.
He said that along with The Town, Whiplash was one of the three movies, and The Dark Knight Rises. I'm telling you, it's a lot going on. Crazy
Joe Mazzulla is on to something with this movie thing, and the Celtics watch a ton of movies. Look, Crazy Joe, he's watching The Town. He's watching Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It turns out we like a lot of the same movies, by the way. This is the funny thing there.
Yeah, you should be concerned.
We talked about Jalen Brown the other day, watching Harry Potter. You guys did all those references that I didn't get, but my kids, I'm sure, appreciated. Al Horford had some demands for Jordan Walsh last year, too. Take a listen to Walsh telling him what Horford told him to watch.
They told me I don't have my black card because I didn't know what Friday was. Then I watched Boys in the Hood. And Al told me I need to watch Godfather 1 and 2. But yeah, he was like, once you get that, then you can come talk to me again. And I was like, all right, I'll watch it tonight, Al.
I feel like I'm Jordan Walsh.
You don't
every
know what
time you're like,
Friday
have you
is?
not seen that movie?
I know what Friday is, right?
I know what Friday is.
Yeah, like what in the world, Jordan Walsh? How do you not know what it is? I haven't seen it, but not know what is Friday. Where you been living, kid? All right. Lie detector, no lie detector. He's telling the truth. I could tell. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna give the Mavericks a movie to watch tonight before their last finals game. Let's go to the movies. Nicole, take it away.
We come to this place for magic. That indescribable feeling we get when the lights begin to dim.
So pretentious.
We go somewhere we've never been before. Dazzling images on a huge silver screen. Sound that I can feel. Somehow, heartbreak feels good in a place like this.
Okay, we should have just called this segment "Chill Out, Nicole Kidman." I like this. I mean, I see what you're saying. I was a little too literal about what you were asking me, so I'm going to start with Kyrie Irving because I think that Kyrie could stand to watch "It's a Wonderful Life" because I think that he, like George Bailey, saw the direction that's an amazing Photoshop. Saw the direction that his life was going in, and then decided to change course and came back and was like, "I'm so sorry, Mary." You know.
Is It's a Wonderful Life basically a ripoff of A Christmas Story?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe like adaptation, maybe.
I always get it confused with Miracle on 34th Street. Like,
same.
What are all
the
these
Christmas
movies
they're sort of blend together.
All right. I'm gonna go for Luka. Office Space. There it is.
Okay,
Yeah.
why?
Yeah, because and there's one of the referees. Was that Keith Scott? Basically coming up to him and asking for the TPS reports. I think Luka needs to be hypnotized into enjoying his job and his coworkers. He just needs to shake off his case of the Mondays.
Yeah. Hey, Luka, I'm going to need you to go ahead and stop bitching at the refs.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Oh, I got another one for you here.
Okay.
Jason Kidd. A Few Good Men. You know why? Because he can't handle the truth. The truth is they should have challenged that fifth foul, not the sixth one, the fifth one.
This is because of your press conference question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, hey, guess what?
Well,
you need me in that press conference. You want me in that press conference, Jason Kidd.
Okay. I've got another one. Daniel Gafford. I mean, Invisible Man. Sorry, this feels so mean.
Wow.
This feels so mean.
Yep. Where was he in Game 3? I didn't see him. I didn't see him at all in Game 3. The box score said he played, but I don't know. Probably it's because Derek Lively played. And the movie I have for him is Eraser, starring Arnold. Yeah. I must protect the rim.
Jesus. Well, I think, okay, we've done players. I think Mark Cuban. I have a movie for Mark Cuban. I think Mark Cuban should watch Wolf of Wall Street.
Why?
Oh, I mean, no reason. I just think he'd like it. It's a good movie. Business.
All right. Why not? And finally, for Scott Foster, who's going to be refereeing tonight, I give him Oppenheimer. Because it's interminably long and should not have been seen in IMAX. And we have this line, I have become Scott, extender of series.
Chef's kiss. Unbelievable. You will never, as long as you live, you're going to be pissed that you saw Oppenheimer in IMAX. And I'm going to say I told you so.
No, you didn't.
I did.
No, you didn't. What are you talking about?
I did. All right. Well, stick around. We'll be right back. I have to come out of the break apologizing to you, Amin. You're right. I didn't tell you not to see it in IMAX. I told you after the fact that you shouldn't have seen it in IMAX, talking about Oppenheimer.
You guys should have seen the tantrum I threw. I told the producers, you make her apologize or I'm walking out of this show.
You didn't. I said, you want me to apologize coming out of the break? And you said yes.
No.
And here we are.
I flexed my power.
Let's talk about Doc Rivers. He recently went on Bill Simmons' podcast and raised eyebrows. He called out Dame for being out of shape. This is the most Doc thing of all time.
No, let me read
Dame
it.
told me.
Let me read it.
Yeah, sorry.
Dame told me,
my bad.
Coach, I didn't work out all summer. It's the first time in my life I have not worked out. I was so scared of getting injured working out. He knew he was going to get traded. He said, I did some light running, shooting with no one in the gym, but I'm out of shape.
Dude. Well, is Doc already making excuses for why they're going to lose next year? Is he going to hope this carry, or is that just why they lost this year?
These are still excuses for the season that just ended.
Okay,
it expires. It expired already. Once you hit July 1, new season starts. Now all those excuses got to go.
Okay,
I just love the fact that Doc is you know what, man? Nobody was asking. We could just keep moving on, and we would have just, all right, well, we'll see how the Bucks look next year. But no, you still want to bring us back here. Here's another quote from that very same podcast. He's blaming Philly fans. He said, the only place that I thought it was difficult to play at home was in Philly because the crowd. I thought it affected our players some.
Okay, so he's still this man.
That's Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. That's who he's talking about.
Yeah.
Affected our players
Definitely.
Some.
All right. We got another one?
Yeah, we got one more Doc-related quote, Charlotte. This one isn't by Doc, though. This is by Lawrence Fishburne, who plays Doc in the TV show clip that we love and we review every week. And so they asked him, hey, how'd you feel when you got offered the gig to play Doc Rivers? And Lawrence Fishburne replied, who's Doc Rivers? He didn't know.
Oh, wow. Okay. Doc, thoughts on that?
I don't know. I've watched all his movies. I could do the same thing. I could be like, what's Apocalypse Now? Never heard of it. But you know what? Hook me up to the lie detector. I tell the truth. I know my thing. I know Lawrence Fishburne. I know he is. I watched Boys in the Hood. I watched The Matrix. I bought them silly little sunglasses that didn't have arms. They just kind of stuck to his head. So weird. And by the way, would it kill you to get in the gym a little bit, Larry? Huh? Just get on a treadmill. I'm not chiseled, but come on.
Okay.
You're in the sauna.
All right.
People asking me,
Speaking of coaches, JJ Redick is formally interviewing this weekend for the Lakers job.
Oh, I'm glad that the greatest newsbreaker of all time let us know that this week. Oh, yeah, they're zeroing in on JJ Redick. Thanks a lot, guy.
Yeah, JJ Redick. Is this going to happen? This is going to happen, right? Who else are they going to get at this point? I don't know.
I don't even know. Like, is James Borrego? Can you go through this whole thing? Like, this is Ethan Strauss wrote about this. Like, what a cluster this has been, right? It's like JJ Redick was your guy. Then you have this whole kind of diversion for God knows why into Danny Hurley land. The most sought-after coaching candidate in the land. Shut up. And now you come back to JJ. If you end up with James Borrego, who's a great coach, by the way, it feels like, you got your third choice. So it's just weird and convoluted. I think it has to be JJ at this point because he just checks all the boxes.
Yeah. Yeah. And the podcast, anyone with the podcast, I've always said, deserves a shot.
Rising tide.
Yeah, there you go. It's Father's Day this weekend. I mean, hey, happy Father's Day. You're a dad.
You know what? I'm so not into like Hallmark holidays. I thought it was last weekend. I was surprised. Like, this year's a quiet like Father's Day. I didn't see so many posts.
Yeah, quiet. Yeah. You're like, wow. No one likes their dad this year. We're going to highlight some great NBA dads. LeBron James, because Bronny worked out for the Lakers yesterday. So you know what they say, you got to keep that door open and let your son literally walk right through it.
Yeah, and by the way he's walking is the way I'm walking today. I played in the media pickup run yesterday with, some of my good friends from Turner Sports and from the world of writing, illustrious names like Andy Bailey and Rob Mahoney and Tim Cato. But I'm really sore. Really, really sore today. So that's how I've been walking all day long. But no, shout out to LeBron. I think LeBron is a great dad. I really do. I think you could tell by the way his kids interact with him. Like he's a fun dad. I don't think my kids. I'm not fun dad. I'm like a mean.
You're not
dad.
a fun dad.
What else we got? I don't feel like I'm a fun dad.
I guess you weren't in Space Jam. Jayson Tatum. Let's see what he was doing. He pushed his kid over.
Yeah.
Sorry, Deuce. Deuce.
That's more of the kind of dad I am.
That's you punting the basketball over the fence when your kids aren't playing hard enough.
Yeah. Or during Monopoly, I just push them over and let them know. Guess what? Rent just went up.
Well, comparing off seasons here, Wemby was spotted at a grocery store. Why? I haven't even seen this.
Come on, bro.
What are we talking about?
You're better than this. Was he at it? No, it's got to be for an ad. There's no way
he's not better than getting groceries.
Is he looking? What is he getting? Vidalia onions? What is he doing?
Yeah, probably. He's French. They love onion. French onion soup. Ever heard of it?
That's a good point. See, but it's just it's just a distraction. It's not like you're better than the grocery shop. It's like you're better than becoming a spectacle trying to grocery shop. What else do we have? What else do we have in the off season?
I'm getting word that we actually have footage of Jokic's off season. Let's take a look at that.
Horses? What is it?
Oh, the first partying video of the year. Look at him in that polo in the club.
He's in good shape. He's lost the weight.
Yeah.
But also,
looks good.
That's terrible.
Is there some Serbian music we can get?
We don't have we don't have the rights to it. We're running out of time. What else we got? We got anything else? Show me Dirk real quick. Run it quick. Oh, damn, dude.
Dirk got knocked over by someone trying to dunk on him.
Hey, man, I get you trying to get people hyped up before the game, but you can't do that. The man, he's a legend. You can't jump over a 7-footer. Don't do the dunk.
Listen, everybody, stay safe out there. We will see you next week, and maybe the Celtics will be NBA champions.
Sound that I can feel.
Good job were like the two worst words to say in sports to a player.
There are no two words in the English language more harmful than good job.
You did not tell me not to see it in IMAX.
I think I said it's a bunch of meetings.
No, you didn't. We said that after I saw the movie. I came out of the movie complaining. I just watched 3 hours of people in boardrooms on IMAX.
Oh, yeah, and then I said, why'd you see it in IMAX? So I didn't tell you not to. Sorry.
I'm always presented by DraftKings. Here about DraftKings. They only offer the other show. DraftKings. The crowd is yours.